Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to do a movie review for you guys. So today's review is Prom Night. So Prom Night is actually the day that this video is being posted on July 18th is having its 40th anniversary. So I thought that that would be a fun thing to do and have a review of Prom Night. And I had never seen this movie before. It was directed by Paul Lynch. And it stars Jamie Lee Curtis and Leslie Nielsen are two of the major actors in this movie. And Jamie Lee Curtis is the daughter of Leslie Nielsen's character. But Leslie Nielsen really isn't in this movie very much, so I'm not quite sure. It was just kind of like, So anyway, let's get into a brief description of this movie. So, Prom Night starts with a bunch of, I believe they're supposed to be 10-year-olds, and they are playing some game in an abandoned building. I think I read that it was a convent. So they're playing this game, and it's like find the killer, or like look for the killer, or the killer is coming, or something like that. And so I guess one of the people is playing a killer, and once you get found, then you are also on the killer's team, which kind of sounds like a game that we play, or I used to play when I was in high school, called Sardines, which is essentially the same thing where you're playing hide and seek, and everyone hides, and one person is the person that's going to find everyone, but then once you find someone, then that person also goes onto your team, so then there's two people looking for everyone, and then continues on. So that's kind of what is going on, and they find this girl, and basically they corner her against a window, and she falls out of the window and dies. And they're like, nobody tell anybody anything that has to do with what happened here. And so they find her body, and so Leslie Nielsen is her dad, and then Jamie Lee Curtis is her sister. And then we flash forward to 6 years later, where everyone's grown up and it's prom night, and they start receiving some obscene calls about all the kids that were involved. Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't know anything about what had happened because she wasn't involved with this group of friends, I guess. And so they all start receiving calls of the group that helped kill this girl, essentially. And then basically things happen, blah blah blah, and then prom happens, the prom night, and that's where a bunch of people start being killed by a right there's kind of a thing. So it's a killer who's wearing like a ski mask and has a couple different weapons. There's like a mirror glass, and then there's like an axe and things like that. Now, this movie had a budget of $1.5 million, and it grossed $15 million in the United States. So at the time, this was the highest grossing movie for the studio that released it. And this was actually followed by 4 different sequels. Well, 3 different sequels and a remake. I actually went and saw the remake in theaters when it came out. I don't really particularly remember it as well, but I know that it definitely is not this story. So there's that. So I did not particularly enjoy this movie. I think there were some fundamental errors in it. I think that the pacing was just way too slow. Nothing particularly interesting happened until like the last 30 minutes or so. So it's really like a slow burn, but the slow burn is just boring. At least with slow burns, things like gradually, continually get increasing in intensity, and this was just boring everyday person's lives until we got to the end where the killer actually started killing people. There was one scene that I actually particularly did like. It was towards the end of the movie. There's a decapitation, and I thought the special effects on the decapitated head were really cool. I mean, obviously you could tell that it was the actor's actual head, and he had the head was sitting on a stage, so I'm sure he was underneath the stage, but the effect of the actual, there was like skin flaps and all of that, it like didn't look like he was under a stage, so I thought that that was pretty cool. So now let's get into what other people thought of this. On Letterboxd, this has a rating of 2.7 out of 5. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a critic score of 50% and an audience score of 35%. And I think it was before the cinema score started happening, but it does not have a cinema score. And if you are actually interested in watching this movie and you don't own it, it is streaming for free on Tubi with ads, so you can actually use the Tubi website. I found out that, I thought it was an Apple exclusive app or whatever, but I found out that you can use the website and watch things on there. And there weren't too many ads during the movie. I think there was probably maybe like 3 ad breaks, so that's not too bad. But I thought that it would be a cool idea to do the 40th anniversary of this movie, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and remember to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Bye!